Hello Transformers fans, it is Speedball Harlan today for you guys. I have for you from the brand YOLOPARK and Transformers Rise of the Beasts. I have for you AMK series Maximal Cheetor. Yes, this is a very interesting model, guys. I do love the fact that it is so nicely detailed, and I do love the fact that it is a Cheetor model kit. That part alone just makes me glad because I've been wanting more Maximal models for a while, guys. So this one's pretty cool to check out, of course. And for those who, of course, don't know this, the AMK series from YOLOPARK are a model kit series. Don't transform, unfortunately. But one notable fact about them is that these are very easy to build, for a fact, because most of the parts that you see on him right now, from pretty much head down to his toes, are all pre-assembled, guys. All you have to do is just take the finished products of parts that are in the packaging that you will get and just finish the assemblage to what you see here. These are very easy to build, guys. Trust me, they take me like 10-20 minutes to do, depending on if I'm being lazy or not. But they're fun and definitely nicely and movie accurately detailed. That is the one part about these I do like, is that they're so accurate, guys. I mean, I've seen some of the regular toys that we get, like from the Studio series and so forth, and honestly, a percent of the time, these ones have a bit more accuracy than even those. Not saying that they're bad or anything like the other ones. Not saying that that the Studio series or any of those are bad. It's just this one definitely just has more of the design accuracy. I could see it. Now, of course, if we ever got a masterpiece version of this, that might be a different story. But that's another time, guys. But yes, this is a very nicely detailed version of Cheetor, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't know. Ever since I've seen his movie design, one thing has always popped in my head, and that is this reminds me a lot, not of our standard Cheetor we get pretty much any revived versions for toy lines and cartoons and stuff. But this reminds me a lot more of his Transmetal 2 design. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it just has that details that remind me of it, like his head sculpt, the mechanical slash organic, and such like that. It just reminds me a lot more of his Transmetal 2 version. And another reason I say this is because for those who have seen and collected the regular movie toy line, might have remembered seeing this version. This is the Rise of the Beast Deluxe Cheetor, which, of course, as you can see, is based more on his Beast Wars design for the Season 1 version. And that's what got me to think this one reminds me more of his Transmetal 2, because it almost feels like if there was like a backstory to Rise of the Beast for the Maximal character specifically, I would feel like this would have been the first version we would have seen a Cheetor in some story, comic, or whatever. And like somehow in the storyline, it sets it up to where we started with him, and then somehow we get this version, and then of course this version would be the one that appears in the movie. Maybe that's just me, guys. That's just a silly theory I've had, a thought. You can correct me if I'm wrong, or what are your thoughts on that, guys? So yeah, just a thought I've been having. Now, of course, back to this. Now, as you guys can see, very nice, sculpted, and so forth, as I mentioned. But now to the other fact that many fans may not know about Cheetor's release specifically is that for those who have collected the first wave of YOLOPARK releases, specifically in this case, the Bumblebee, you'll of course remember that both Bumblebee and Optimus Prime did not come with any weapon accessories. Well, after a little while, YOLOPARK made an official statement that during their second wave release, they will of course correct that mistake by adding extra components slash parts for Optimus and Bumblebee within their second wave, aka in this case Rhinox and Cheetor. And in this case, Cheetor's comes with Bumblebee's accessories, aka these. He comes with his new blasters for both hands. I love that. And his very well-known Bumblebee battle mask. Now, the cool part about the battle mask is that it's not an actual separate head, actually. It's just a part to the head. All you have to do is just take, and I know this is going to sound very, well, bad in some ways, but you have to rip off the top of his skull. Yeah. But really, you do. You have to take this part off Bumblebee, standard face, and then you just swap it with this one. Now, of course, he does look really nice details, and just like his other head one I just showed you, he does have the bee fins that move up and down, just so you know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What you get for the extra accessories, guys. I mean, it definitely looks nice now. He definitely is battle ready for sure, and such like that. So yeah, I wanted to mention that real quick. Now we can get into Cheetor and his articulation to start off with. You see, before you bump into anything, you can go full 360. His shoulder armor is on a ball joint, so you can move it all around. This part here you just saw, you can adjust it up and down to move it out of the way and such. And for his arms, you can go about that far from what I have been testing him with. He can go about full 360 before, well, yeah, that, unfortunately. Hands all on ball joints and are separately molded to different shapes, and really cool claws, as you guys can see right there. That is really cool. I like that. And another reason why this reminds me of Transmetal 2. Now, to show you the hands, of course, as you just saw, you get 2 holding hands, and you will get we're pretty much double set of open hands. The only difference one is that you get 2 more column hands and grabbing like hands, it looks like. So yeah, and other than the Bumblebee stuff, yeah, that's it for accessories. So, and of course his spear weapon, which you see here. And the interesting, cool part about that part is that you can, if I can get it to come off, you can separate the blade into 2 sword-like weapons for him to hold in both hands, though they are a little loose in the hands, I won't lie, as you see. But definitely really cool. Now, unfortunately, for some reason, this hand just doesn't want to hold it. As you can see, and just like Optimus Primals, you know, you can attach them together as you just saw. Just simply plugging them in right here. And there you go. He got his battle staff ready, which that's the one thing that surprised me. Now, one thing I have noticed with the movie Maximals is that they don't really come with any of their more classic Beast Wars weapons, as in like guns and stuff. So, yeah, you don't really get any other accessories for weapon-wise, guys, for Cheetor or the others. It's just more or less what you see. But now for other articulation, this is his waist section until you bump into armor and stuff. He does have an ab crunch, so that's pretty good. I do like that. And before bumping into his back armor, you can technically all go all the way around. It's just this section of armor here blocks that. But you do have pretty good leg articulation to a point and extended. And with the extra hinge, you can go that far. With just the leg itself, you can go that far. Go that far that way. And of course, that far with the knee. And as for leg, up and down, and I can get the toes to bend. There you go. Not a big toe bend, but it is a bend. And you can twist his ankle all you want. And as for head, a pretty good amount of motion. You can twist his head all the way off if you really wanted to. You can make him all the way down at you if you were, well, life-size versions in the sense. And it's about that far up. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, about that. And accessories-wise, as I mentioned. So yeah, this is a fun model. I mean, I do wish the hands hold a little bit better, but you know, they're not terrible. I know there's ways to fix that, so I'm no biggie. And other than that, guys, he stands pretty well. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I do like him. I do love the fact we've gotten a good number of maximal characters from the line in the movie, though I do have hopes we will still get a couple more because honestly, I would love to get an Ape Lynx in the line because we don't have anything for him yet, and in this case, it would just be probably a retool version of the Primal model. So I mean, that would be pretty cool. And lastly, though it's going to be hard to say on this one, but I would honestly wouldn't mind if we got an Air Razor. Just to complete the setup for the Maximal team, but then again, we're top with the one character in the line that did not actually transform, so yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that one. So yeah, now before we do anything else, let's do some size comparisons, starting off with a bit of a classic taste with Kingdom Cheetor. I figured I had to compare him to his original design, or close to his original. And yeah, as you can see, the size is definitely way different. And of course, I gotta compare him with his fellow Maximal, Rhinox and Wavemate. But while we got Rhinox and Cheetor, let's add one more certain Maximal to this setup, and that is Optimus Primal. Yes, I am so glad to have these three together. As you guys can see, as far as my camera can set it up, this is what they will look like together if you pick up both first wave and second wave, or at least the Maximals from both waves. And yes, I do love this display idea. I love it. I really want more Maximals. I really wish the damn movie gave us more. I really do. But, you know, just having these three alone is really cool. I do love that. I mean, like I said, I would love it if we can get an Ape Lynx and an Air Razor. That would be really awesome. But I can't say if we will, guys. So, yeah. So, my final thoughts, guys. Would I recommend Cheetor? Well, two ways to put it, guys. One, by himself, yeah, I could still recommend it because I could see a lot of people take his mold and have some fun with customs. I mean, it's not like someone couldn't take his design right here and recolor it into like a Shadow Panther version or Shattered Glass version or whatever version of Cheetor or other character versions they could want to do with him. I mean, I've seen it done that many times, so why not? Now, of course, if you're doing it for the parts slash wave wise, yeah, you pretty much would have to get Cheetor to complete your Bumblebee for sure. Or if you're just wanting Maximals, I mean, yeah, I mean, you got to have Cheetor. Cheetor's like our Bumblebee for Maximals. So yeah, I can recommend them all the way around. So yes, that is it for today, guys. I thank you for always coming. I hope you're enjoying your hobby and well, change things up a little. Maximals, maximize. I'll see you guys later.